world happens in post.
It used to be we'll fix it in post. Now it's we're making
it in post. Exactly.
Yeah.
My position is make things betterer guy.
I'll make you feel better.
When we first talked about resurrecting the show, it was like getting a phone call from your high school principal saying, please come back to high school, you didn't pass grade 12.
No!
In my 40 plus years in this business, I've never done anything like this. Nobody has.
The pacing is faster.
Evasive maneuvers.
A lot of tightening up of storylines.
You know, it's a combination of old-fashioned editing and the newest in CGI technology.
What we're doing with Starhunter is taking a series that was shot back, second season back in 2003, taking effects that are from an era back then and upgrading them to 2017.
The shot, see, we're not going to do a thing to this.
Right.
That's why I can use it.
So you took that
I
out.
took out the planet. I kept this in where he disappears.
Right.
The beautiful thing about getting to clean up some work that you did 15 years ago, you get reaction from audience. And if there's a question about the story or maybe a lag in the episode, the writers now have an opportunity to refine that, to fix it. So the writers are working with the editors to actually maintain a certain pacing, and that brings up the quality and the viewing experience so much more than what it was originally.
And it's all built around that family created in season 1.
What surprised me about the process was how much I enjoyed the actual working with editors and shaping each episode into a much crisper and more dynamic format. Surprising to me was how the episodes that I remember writing or rewriting in the first season were still strong after 17 years. And what made them strong was the human drama, family drama.
It's sweet that you feel you have to keep motivating me. Really very sweet, actually.
My name is Jeff, and I'm one of 4 editors on Starhunter, the creator's cut.
You wanna come in and play?
Baby.
What the hell you doing, girl?
The original editors for season 2, I think their mandate was to stretch, whereas my mandate is to shrink. So somewhere in the middle, I think we're going to find the Goldilocks cut of these episodes.
Yeah!
Dr. Jalon, good of you to join us.
My job around here, other than make these guys laugh, is to write. Although, with an all-hands-on-deck kind of situation, writing is almost a vacation.
Oh, come on, give me a break.
Mental and navigational damaged, but sustainable. In short, we're a mess.
I don't get it. Where?
In first season, we had this brilliant actor by the name of Murray Melvin, who played Caravaggio. He wasn't the same actor that played in the second season, and we now have the opportunity to conform the two. So I'm off to London to reshoot Murray Melvin and put him into season 2 as the character. So he'll be there across 44 episodes.
Long-range telemetry. I don't know what that word is. There you are, Percy. Answer me. Percy.
Oh, crap.
And I'm Connor Fitzgerald. I'm the producer's assistant. So my main role is to try to keep the producers in line. So I also set the dress code for the office, try to keep the place a little classy.
I remember when we were shooting, it was like because every time something was going to be done, the question was asked, can we do that?
The screen I'm adding right now is actually one that's flickering on as Luke walks into the bridge to make everything seem a little bit more alive, or making it so that things react to people in certain ways.
The galley is often is the sort of symbolic heart, like any family in the 20th century would. They solve the problems around the kitchen table.
I think I've been watching too much Dick Van Dyke Show recently. Everyone's working towards one vision, but we all have slightly different aspects to bring to it. Noel is very good at organizing all the different thoughts that come out of the creative heads, especially Phil. So when we've got things such as Phil saying that we need to make something a ghost ship, or we need to make something a bit more alive in the background, I've got Noel to translate it for me and figure out how we're getting things to work. and then I put it into production.
See the seeds somewhere else. Picture them in your mind and put them somewhere else. You understand? You don't have to share. What?
Sci-fi aficionados tend to be a little bit more discerning when it comes to effects. They want to know that we've put the effort out there, and now we have. And this is all setting up the stage for season 3.
And then when it gets to Mercury, it's like dying down. It's cooler.
Yeah, the sun's not in the shot. The reason being is if you wanted to have this sort of scary orange in frame, then in this shot where the sun isn't there, we still put it as if it's bleeding off of the sun.
One problem there is that you have flares from the sun appear to be coming from Mercury here.
When we did the effects in season 1 and season 2, we were limited to how much time and money we had. Now we can go back and enhance some of these scenes. So for instance, on the bridge, where there are control panels that are a bit flat, we can now add buttons, flashing lights, bells and whistles, little holograms that are popping up.
Hey, I'm Rich. I'm compositing in After Effects, and my job here is to add additional bling.
You have no choice.
It's not a secret. It was a pretty low budget, and we were aiming pretty high with a very low budget. As a performer, what kind of challenge does shooting in low budget present to you creatively?
You know, most of acting, in my opinion, is imagination. So if you're on a set that costs $500 or if you're on a set that costs $500,000, it's still mostly imagination, and it's your ability as an actor to believe where you are. Imagination doesn't come like fall out of the sky like rain. It's based on memory, you know? So it's remembering what the main story is makes imagination much more fertile.
Whoa! I figure it's a combination of proximity and checking their eye line.
One thing that's great about working here is the fact that we have a lot of freedom to sort of like just experiment and play around with ideas. And something that you just thought was just gonna be like a test, a try that you didn't really think was gonna work out too well, just ends up being something that you just can't live without. And you know, working with a lot of the people here, is like that happens so much. For example, when we're working on these ship screens, it's like he'll give me something like, okay, here you go. Here's a bunch of renderings of the tulip. I'll put that into my bridge screens, and then I'll give those screens back to Steven, and then, you know, like he overlays them into a scene, and all of a sudden, like something that just seems like, you know, like fun and video gamey actually like turns out to be like this crazy sequence that, you know, you're looking at it and you're like, man, like I helped make that.
Lucretia, you don't know what you're doing!
I know exactly what I'm doing!
You had some very strong ideas that showed their way into some of the scripts.
The episode where the guy appears in the pyramid spaceship.
Oh yes.
And he says, "I have the gift of insight," and I said, "Why not make that one of the benefits of the Divinity Cluster?" And suddenly more and more people were showing up on the show who had been activated by the Divinity Cluster. Instead of just wild, crazy people, that the Divinity Cluster was influencing the solar system.
Is anyone receiving this transmission?
On the surface of Mercury, we want to have a more of a look that emphasizes the heat that the actors are experiencing when they're going through this part of the story.
Mercury Correctional 1, come in, please.
Just leave it. It's faster this way.
No, listen to me.
Most of the time when I'm color correcting on a lot of these shows, it's color matching, setting sort of a mood, and also just emphasizing different parts of the story. We wanted to get a more rustier look to the ship, and if you look at the original footage, it had a more flatter, grayer look to it. So we've kind of just been working to enhance that rustiness, that patina of the ship.
Is there, with the passage of time and looking at the creator's cut in progress, are there insights that are new to you about Dante's character?
When we shot Starhunter in 2000, Dante was, I was really, as an actor, I was thinking more about what is it going to be like being a bounty hunter at this point in history with this spaceship like this, in this closed environment. And that was my preoccupation. What kind of bad guys are there going to be out there? What will be their crimes? What will be involved in capturing them?
Yeah.
And now, 16 years later, he's more concerned with Percy, with humanity, than his individual drives. Like, there was a lot of revenge in Dante in 2000. I want to get those guys who killed my wife, kidnapped my son. I want to get the bad guys that are doing this. But now, it seems like the Orchard is going to be actually the supervillain of season 3, certainly.
What we are doing is we're taking the stems that were recorded, that are mixed, the dialogue, music, and sound effects from the original mixes, which were done early 2000, and we're brightening them up. We're sweetening them. We are taking them from stereo into 5.1 for delivery, just a little bit more of an immersive sound product. We're bringing up some of the sound effects to maybe a little more today's world than it was early 2000s. And then we are remixing all of these episodes. We've added ambience tracks, which allows us then to actually create more of a 5-1 spread. A number of different sound design elements have been added, a number of different tracks, and these added elements then are mixed in to the original show that we've been supplied with the music.
You don't knock?
Not when I know the answer's gonna be bug off and die.
I'm having the best time ever. Sex, Starhunter, I would say.
I have a cunning plan.
The things that come out of the collaboration between, so many creative people, it's like, it's mind-blowing on a daily basis.
It's the cut that we always wanted, in a format that is much more vibrant and vivid, along with new special effects, and I think it's actually bringing out the performances that might have been lost in the old technology. In fact, I'm seeing it now every day. It's weird how I've seen every one of these episodes, but in their new form, it's like watching a new show altogether.
It's a kind of super painkiller.
In 2000, if we could do then what we did now, we would have run for 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're having another opportunity now.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. Michael, thank you so much.
Philip, great to see you. I mean, we've been waiting for this meeting for a long time,
Absolutely.
Right? And,
absolutely.
It's going to be a great year.
It will be. It will be. Thank you so much, and thank you guys.
Starhunter.
Well, like on the forums, all those guys who are like, "Oh my God, that can't happen because this." Thanks. You know how like there's like those guys on forums when they're always like, "Oh man, that can't happen because of this. That can't happen because of this." I'm that guy. My best skill, tummy bongos.
If this is some kind of raider joke, I'm not amused.